This is teacher Helio here. Welcome to our English class. Today we are going to start with class number 1 from module 6, right? And we are going to talk about relative clauses, who, that, and which. Are you ready? Let's start. Okay, first of all, we have to define what are relative clauses, right? So we have a small definition for it. So what do we use relative clauses for? We use relative clauses to give more information about a person, right? About a person or a thing, right? So we use it to give more information, right? Please keep that in your mind. For example, let's start with one example. I have a sentence. The sentence says, I have a cousin, right? But we can give more information about that cousin, right? So let's check it. I have a cousin who works as a police officer, right? So now we have more information about our cousin, right? Now we know that she works as a police officer, okay? So I gave more information. I used relative clauses to give more information. One more example. Now we have the sentence, I know a dog, right? Let's give more information about it. I know a dog which is very lazy, right? So we have more information about our dog now, okay? And that's why we use relative clauses, okay? Alright, to study relative clauses, we need to understand the relative pronouns. And for now, we are going to study 3 of them, right? We have who, we have which, and that, okay? And we need to know in what situations we use each one of them, right? So, for example, who. We use who when we're talking about people, okay? So, who for people. Then we have which. We use which for things or animals, right? And then we have that. That can be used in both situations, okay? That can be used for people or things, okay? All right, now let's use the relative pronouns to combine sentences, okay? So let's repeat one more time just for you to remember. We use who for people, okay? We use which for things, and we use that for both situations, right? Remember that. Okay, let's see some more examples. All right, now we have 2 sentences, okay, as an example. We have, I know a man, and we have, he is an English teacher, okay? How are we going to combine those sentences? Please pay attention that we had a period mark, right? And we don't need it anymore, right? We have a period and we don't need it. So just exclude it, right? We have the pronoun he, which is not necessary anymore, okay? And we have to use a relative pronoun to connect those 2 sentences, right? To combine them. So, for example, I know a man who is an English teacher, right? So we used the relative pronoun who to connect, to combine these 2 sentences, all right? And of course, we can always use that, okay? Remember that is used for both situations. We can use that to talk about people, right? To talk about things or animals, etc., right? So let's see again how it was before, right? So there you have the 2 sentences. I know a man, he is an English teacher, and now they are combined into just one sentence, right? I know a man who is an English teacher. Okay, let's see some more. Okay, then we have one more example. Okay, we have the sentences, I bought a book, and it is about time travel, right? 2 sentences. So let's combine them using a relative pronoun. So pay attention that we don't need the period mark anymore, right? And we don't need the pronoun it, okay? And then we are going to use the relative pronoun which to connect the 2 sentences, all right? So now we have, I bought a book which is about time travel, okay? And of course, remember, we can always use that. Right, and again check the sentences before, right, how they were, and now we have just one sentence combined. Okay, let's go one more. Now we have the sentences, I have a friend, she plays soccer every weekend. Okay, so again, it's not necessary to use a period, right? And the pronoun she is not going to be used anymore, right? And we are going to use a relative pronoun in this situation, who, right? So I have a friend who plays soccer every weekend. And of course, we can always use that, okay? Guys, check it out, all right? We have the two sentences, how they were before, and now how they are connected with the relative pronoun. All right, guys, one more example. I found this website. It helps you study English, right? We have two sentences. Let's combine them, okay? So pay attention. We don't need to use the period mark. We don't need to use the pronoun it anymore, okay? And then we have to choose a relative pronoun to use there. And we are going to use which, all right? Because we're talking about a website. So the sentence is going to be, I found this website which helps you study English, right? Remember, we can always use that, okay? Always. And take a look at the previous sentences, right? And now we have combined them into just one. Alright guys, now let's review what we have just seen, okay, with some exercises. Okay, exercise number 1, complete using who or which, okay? Very easy, very simple. Right. So let's see the questions. Letter A, we have, he is the man, right? Blank, space, sings very well. Okay, he is the man, space, sings very well. Okay, who or which? Letter B, I watched the TV show, space, blank, is amazing. Letter C, I have a cat, space, blank, right? He sleeps all the time. And letter D, I know a girl, again, space, speaks 3 languages, right? We have to choose who or which. We are not going to use that here, right? Because if you use that in all questions, it's going to be correct. So just between who and which ones are correct. So for letter A, let's check it, right? Letter A, he is the man who sings very well, right? Letter B, I watched a TV show which is amazing, right? We're talking about a TV show, so which. Letter C, I have a cat. I have a cat which sleeps all the time, right? We're talking about a cat, an animal, so let's use which. And the last one, letter D, I know a girl who speaks 3 languages, right? We're talking about a girl, right? A person, so let's use who, right? This is the right answer. Okay, exercise number 2, okay, let's do it. Circle the correct relative pronouns. Then use them to rewrite the sentences below. Okay, so now we are going to combine the sentences, right, into just one. And of course, you have to choose the correct relative pronoun for that. Letter A, this is the man. He helped us yesterday. Who or which? Letter B, I gave my father a watch. It was really expensive. Who or which? And letter C, I sent an email to my brother. He lives in Australia. Who or which? Right? So let's check, right? Letter A, we're talking about a man, right? So letter A, we are going to use who, right? We are going to use the relative pronoun who. Now let's combine these two sentences. The correct answer is, this is the man who helped us yesterday, right? Okay, very good. Letter B, right? First of all, who or which? The correct answer is which, right? Because we're talking about a watch. So now let's combine these two sentences into just one. So let's go. The answer is, I gave my father a watch, which was really expensive, right? Very good. And letter C, right? We are talking about my brother. So who or which? We are going to use who, right? Because we're talking about a person. Now let's combine these two sentences. The answer is going to be, I sent an email to my brother who lives in Australia, right? Very good, guys. That's right. Gente, muito obrigado por assistir, ok? Não esqueçam de seguir o Céu nas redes sociais, que está aparecendo aí na sua tela, as redes sociais do Centro de Línguas, ok? Não esqueça também de acessar a plataforma Eduque, ok? Através da plataforma Eduque você vai ter acesso às outras atividades relacionadas a este conteúdo, e você também pode ter acesso a atividades relacionadas a outros conteúdos de inglês, ok? Muito obrigado. Bye.